Okay, last page for 1.4. We've been getting used to obtaining two solutions for a quadratic equation that we solve, but this is not always the case. A quadratic equation in one variable may have two real, one real, or zero real / two complex. Okay, two complex solutions. So how can we tell the number and type of solution a particular quadratic equation has? Well, recall that a negative number does not have any real number square roots. For example, -4 has two complex square roots, 2i and -2i. Notice that the quadratic formula has a square root in it. We call this radicand, b squared minus 4ac, the discriminant. So this is something important that you will need to know. B squared minus 4ac is the discriminant. The discriminant tells us how many and what kind of solution or solutions we have. All right? So, since remember this is under the radical, it matters if we have a positive number or we have a negative number. Positive number is good, it's real. If it's a negative number, I mean, it's still good, but it's imaginary. Okay, it's just imaginary. So we're going to write a little table. And let's see, we've got sign, let's see, of discriminant. And then, oh boy, number of solutions and kind. So if it's positive, we've got two real solutions. If it's 0, we've got one real solution. And if it's negative, we have 0 real, but 2 imaginary. Right? 0 real, but 2 imaginary. So here are 3 examples. First, remember, you want to make sure that your equation is in standard form. So that's ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So I would like you to pause the video and try all 3. If you want to watch me do 1 and then pause, that's fine too. First, okay, so I'm going to say -5x squared plus 2x plus 8 equals 0, so that I know for sure a is -5, b is 2, and c is 8. So now, using the b squared minus 4ac, I've got 2 squared minus 4ac. So this is 4 minus and a minus is a positive. 4 times 5 is 20 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Add the 0 is 160. So this is 164, right? So this is a positive number. It's positive, right? So is that 1 real, 2 reals, no real / 2 imaginary? 2 real. But now in math there are even further categories. We have rational numbers and irrational. Rational numbers can be written as a fraction. Irrational cannot be a fraction. Cannot be written as a fraction. A non-repeating decimal. So think, oh, you can't see that, sorry. So rational written as a fraction, right? Because remember I talked about how rational is just collegiate fancy for fraction. Irrational cannot be written as a fraction. It has a no repeating decimal, right? So think of it like pi, right? Pi is approximately 3.14, but it really keeps going. The decimal keeps going on and on and on and on and on. So now the homework, and I'll ask you, is this rational or irrational? For all purposes of this class, basically irrational has a root in the solution. And what I mean by that is that you can't simplify it down. Like the square root of 9, yes, that's a root, but that can be simplified into 3. So if you can't get rid of the root, then it is irrational. As far as this class goes, that's all I need you to understand. No root means that it's rational. So 164, circling back. So 164, let's see, whenever it's kind of big, I just always do 2's. So that would be 82. And then another 2, that would be what, 41. And then 41 is prime. So this is 2 square roots of 41. So for this first example, I have 2 irrational real solutions. Okay, so now pause and try the next one. Okay, so again, I'm going to rewrite it. I'm just going to add this over to the right. So I've got 3x squared plus 4x minus 2, because I don't know about you, but I like my squared term to be positive. So A is 3, B is 4, and C is negative 2. So popping it into this formula right here, B squared, so 4 squared minus 4AC. 4 squared is 16, minus and a minus is a plus. 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. So this is, let's see, 4 times 6 is 0, carry the 1, so that's 40. So now 40 is positive, so I know we have 2 real, but 40 is 4 times 10, which is 2 times 2 and 2 times 5, right? So 40, so the square root of 40 is the same thing as 4 root 10. So is it 2 rational or 2 irrational real numbers? Irrational. So it's 2 real irrational solutions. Over there, that one's irrational, 2 irrational real. All right, last one. Pause the video and please try it on your own. Okay, I'm going to add the 6x over. I'm going to write it in its standard position. So A is equal to 1, B is equal to 6, and C is equal to 9. So B squared, 6 squared minus 4AC. 6 squared is 36, minus 4 times 9 is 36, which is 0. So 0, remember, 0 tells us there's only one real solution. But is it rational or irrational? Well, what's the square root of 0? 0. So, will there be a square root left in the answer? Nope. So it is one real rational solution. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.